Hi, my name is Neeraja Aravamudan. I'm within the community engagement field in higher education. Because I stayed in higher ed, I actually did have a network within the field, right? So my prior job, I was part of a network. It was part of Big Ten schools. And so when I came to another Big Ten school, I knew some people on campus already. So those are people I reached out to initially. And that was one way I got some sort of, part-time work just to kind of get my foot back in the door, especially after being home with my kids for 7 years. And that was really helpful. But I think part of it is reaching out to your network. So is it, it might be telling your close network, right? The people that you are friendly with, don't have to be just professional with, right? And saying, hey, I'm on the market. Do you know anyone, right? So there's actually research about this, right? So Mark Granovetter in sociology has done a whole set of work around, getting a job. That's what this, his research is about. And it's all about the strength of weak ties, right? This idea that like people just need to know you, but not know you, right? They need to know of you. So the more times your name comes up, the more likely you are to get that call, right? And I think that's what I was not doing that round where I was just applying for jobs. I was like, I don't know, put my name out there because I had every time I wanted a role, there was an opportunity that kind of landed in my lap and I was like, okay, it'll just happen, right? And when it wasn't happening, I was like, what do I do? So I think part of it is, if it's scary to put yourself out there professionally to people who don't know, start with the people you do know and ask them, who do they know, right? Because that just expands your network. I think it is really awkward to go to, especially now if it's all virtual, right? To go to a webinar where everybody's videos are hidden and then you're like reaching out randomly to someone. But I've done tons of interviews with students who are like, can you just tell me about your job? And I do. Every time they ask me, I do it because I understand how intimidating it is to figure out, especially right now, how to make that leap from a program to a position, right? And there are things that people can help you. So even if the conversation doesn't land you a role, it can still help you understand, and it helps them understand that you're serious about wanting a role. So I think that's what I would advise. There's a listserv within community engaged learning called the Higher Education Service Learning Listserv. That's a place I always tell students to look. They're always posting positions there. Our own job board within universities, there are particular places you want to go, look on those job boards. The other advice I give that I was given that was really helpful to me is to look for term positions or temporary positions, because though they don't, so originally I was like, I'm not going to do that. I want a permanent role. But by being open to that, what it lets you do is get your foot in the door. And often those are just a way for an organization to be like, we're not sure exactly how this is going to go, but if we like you, we'll make it happen. And that's what happened. I got hired in a term or a temporary position, and then I became permanent. And that's, I wouldn't have thought of that if somebody hadn't given me that advice.